So how do you control rest length scale using a map? So you can see in this example, the right side is tight, the left side is completely loose. So sometimes, for example, maybe we didn't want the shorts completely the same. Maybe we wanted to control which areas were tight, which areas were loose. So let's check. So if we go above Vellum cloths, where we start creating different groups and maps, we could create an attribute pane. Okay, here we are. We just want this side. Or just the front. And maybe we want a bit of fall off on that mask. So we could do attribute blur. So the first attribute we made was mask. So if we go on here, set that to mask. And right now we're not visualizing it. So one thing we could do is we click this node info, look for mask. Here it is. And there we go. So now we could see that. And right now there's only one blur iteration. We could maybe make that bigger and it starts to grow. It's a bit more fall off. And then after that, so I did the same thing, but a little bit different. I called it rest length mask. That. Where's it? Rest length mask, there we go. So I can see, control my attribute blur if I want it to be a bit more smooth. Okay, so how do we plug this in? So underneath our cloth, we have our rest length scale. Right now it's just set to 1. We could turn off this display. You could drop an attribute transfer. And you're connecting that to the Vellum cloth and then wherever we created that attribute. Underneath that, you could do attribute promote. And in this case, it's going from point to primitive. And we're looking for that mask. So rest length mask. Okay, and then an attribute wrangle. So attribute wrangle is at rest length, and it's creating this channel, and it's looking at rest length mask. So from here we can control if we want just normal value or if we want to shrink it. And that's going to be multiplied to our rest length mask that we created. So then go here. So now we could see this right side of the shorts are tight. And turn this texture back on. If I go back in this attribute wrangle, I could also change this rest length scale maybe to 1. And then now if we press play, it's just the normal map and it's not being multiplied onto the mask. So this is just our default 1. So back to 0.6. And there we go. That's how we plug in a mask to our rest length scale, instead of just controlling it here. If we could do this as well. If we do that, this will just control everything. So put this 0.6. And now the entire shorts will be tight instead of looking at that mask we created. Okay, so that's how to paint a rest length mask. Rest length scale mask.